So I just left a restaurant after waiting 30 minutes for a date to show up, and apparently I got stood up. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm trying to do everything right to be a gentleman. I brought flowers. I've been consistent talking with this girl for 2 weeks, trying to get to know what she likes, what she doesn't like. I made plans. I picked the restaurant, the day, and the time. I've done everything to be just the kind of guy that would value somebody's time. Like, I'm just looking for my person. I'm just looking for the one that I guess is out there for me. I mean, I want to be somebody's husband someday, father. I'm trying to do everything that's right, and I just get stood up. Like, my feelings didn't even matter. Sitting there eating a meal by myself and realizing that nobody even cares about people anymore. Like, LA and dating shouldn't even be this hard. It shouldn't be this hard to find somebody. It shouldn't be this difficult to fall in love, to be kind to one another. Like, what, ladies, tell me, what did I do wrong?
I don't know if these are skits or not, but it really doesn't matter whether they skits or not. I think that he's doing a really good job if it is a skit in order to be able to garner attention for what it is that he got going on. I've been seeing this floating around and I saved it for a while. But it doesn't really matter because we speak to what it is that is being communicated and what the culture is in society versus whether or not it's a skit or not. But it could be real, it couldn't be real. But the fact remains that nice guys always will and has been finishing last. And he seems like a really nice guy. I'm not sure if he has a level of disability that we need to account for. I did not scroll through all of his content in order to understand who he was, but he seems like a nice guy. But the reality is that women don't necessarily care about nice guys. They only care about people that make them feel a certain type of way. Now, one caveat or a couple different caveats that he said, and let's address those first. The first thing that he said is that he was looking to understand her. Why? In my opinion, most people, especially women, don't even know what they want. They just know how it makes them feel when they're in the presence of the guy that they want to be around. And when they feel in a certain type of way, all logic, anything that makes sense for them or couldn't make sense goes out the window because the only thing that they know is what it is that they want to do at that particular time, right? I'll give you an example. Most women know at the very beginning whether or not they want to have sex with a guy at the very outset or when they first meet them. It's really not even up to the guy of whether or not he want to game him, which is one of the reasons why I have a lot of debates on Monday night. Make sure y'all tune in tonight on the Q show because it's going to be lit as usual. But one of the reasons why I tell guys all the time is that you don't necessarily need game because it's really just yours to not fumble. All you got to do is not mess it up. She already know whether or not she want to sleep with you. She already know whether or not she want to rock with you. It's really up to you to determine whether or not you want to continue to entertain it and not mess it up versus establishing a relationship and all of this other type of stuff. The second thing that he said that caught my eye was that he out in LA. We know that different spaces and different cultures it's a whole nother ball game depending on where you at. If you down in Miami, then it's much different than being up in Ohio. If you over in LA, it's gonna be much different than dating over in Oklahoma City, right? And so LA, from my experiences flying back and forth and spending some time out there, is a very superficial city. But another thing that he said that caught my eye was he had been talking to her for 2 weeks, right? So I'm assuming that he met her on a dating app. And this is one of the reasons why I tell people, and I know, people like to just move with whatever the technology tells them to do, but I think that you have to have a combination of both in order to be successful in this world. You have to have a combination of, participating, I would say 75-25 in real life experiences that allow from the outset you being able to vet through instead of spending an extraordinary amount of time trying to figure out who somebody is on social media based off of their Instagram profile, whatever way you swiped on Tinder or Bumble or whatever application you decide that you want to be on. I'm largely I would say I'm more like 90-10, right? I like to fly to different cities and meet people in person. I like to feel their energy. I always say that if you can meet me in person and you walk away not liking me, then I'm cool with that. But that never, ever, ever happens. And so, 10% of what it is that we implement, or for me personally, what it is that I implement is based off of what you see on the internet. And a lot of people find me or they interact with me on the internet. But 90% of what it is that I'm giving you is based off of my real life experiences. So when you meet people in real life, you're quickly able to more effectively feel their energy. You're more effectively able to vet more, and see what's happening out here in these streets. But in his case, in his instance, I think that he's too nice. And if this is not a skit and if he's just acting this out, or if he's not acting this out, then he's doing a really good job. It really just speaks to the nature of what society is today. My father from the very beginning always told me the nice guys finish last. And that don't mean that I got to go out here and be an asshole, but it does mean that I have to stop being considerate of what it is that they think and be more focused on what it is that I want. And then you attract the person that is supposed to be in your network and the person that's best for you. When you focus more on you as a man and stop giving a fuck about what it is that women think, then you start to filter through who the people that's supposed to be in your life, and then you start to attract the thing that's supposed to be with you, which then allows for you to be equally yoked. He said that he wants to be married. He wants to be in a relationship. He wants to be doing all of this other type of stuff, right? He in the wrong social circles. He on the wrong websites. He in the wrong spaces, because those type of women, in my opinion, they not really on apps. They not really looking for love in the spaces that he in. I don't even know. I'm not even sure if they really hanging out in LA, if that's where he said that he's from. So again, nice guys finish last. Guys need to be more focused on what makes them happy. Focus on leveling up and being the best version of yourself for you, not for her. Understand that the women come with it, the money come with it. The only thing that you got to focus on is being great. And it saddens me, it pains me, because honestly, I see a lot of guys that have the exact same sentiment as him. They so focused on trying to understand and try to figure out what she want and do the nice thing and bring her flowers or whatever. Meanwhile, a lot of these women got y'all programmed in their phone as food and you don't even know it. You the person that takes her out, and then, you know what I'm saying, if she don't ghost you, then you find yourself in a space where you spending all of the money or you simping for, which it becomes simping when, you leading with something knowing that you can't sustain it in order to try to get some validation from it. Whereas she then goes home and then rocks out with the dude that she really like, or she chasing somebody else while you chasing her. She's chasing another guy that's probably not even best for her, while you chasing her, trying to convince her to do the thing that's in her own best interest. And another thing, most women have passed up on the man that they were supposed to be with. The guy that was best for you, this kind of reminds me of Forrest Gump, right? He loved and adored and was trying to find his Jedi. And then Jedi went around the world and did everything that she wanted to do. And then when Jedi had hit the wall, now she's going to make herself available to Forrest in order for Forrest to be able to take care of her and give her a retirement plan. Nah, it's not happening. Now that you're more situationally aware, now that you have more insight and understanding, you need to be a little bit more careful how it is that you're moving in these streets. But I'm curious as to what y'all think. Do you think that nice guys finish last? Or do you think that this guy should be more focused on just finding his person and maintaining the person who he is? Or should he evolve to understand the times that he's living in? Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Teach Hanley 30% off your first order plus a free gift. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. Peace.